Welcome to the video. This is how I built that design right there. This is part 2 of 7 of how I built that design right there. So let's get straight into it. I'm gonna roll the intro. Let's go. So let's get straight into it. I cut up some nice red wood into the correct lengths, and then I cut them up into the correct widths and heights. I chopped them up into 4 big squares spanning 50mm by 50mm. Then I made a bunch of these super mini squares that would sit on all 4 corners of each of the big squares. So every one big square, there's going to be 4 mini squares sitting diagonally like that. Then it was time to chop up some pine into mini rectangular pieces that would sit in between the mini squares and around the big square as shown. So that was the first end grain of the design. Next was to make the second, which would look like this. I cut the marabou and pine up appropriately and then started to glue them all together. I decided to glue them up layer at a time, clamped it, waited for the glue to dry, sanded it, and then glued the next layer. I did this with both designs. So this part actually took forever. For both the designs, I had to glue 1, 2, 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3 pieces, and then 1, 2, 3 pieces, and then glue those 3 all together to get the 9 pieces all together. Okay. You can see me getting one of those designs, one of those designs, one of these designs, and one of these designs, and I was going to glue them all up together to create the end grain design. Once this super lengthy process was done, I sanded each of the pieces. Then it was time to put all the pieces through the planer so they glue up perfectly 90 degrees. Time to finally glue them together, let it dry overnight. Then the final step was to cut through the design horizontally, making the cuts 30mm in height. And then once that was done, I flipped every second piece and glued them all up together, overused on the clamps, and then it was done with the second design. So that's how I built this design right here. This series is going to consist of part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, 6, and 7. If you want to check out how I built those, look at the link in the description or right here. And now I'm just going to leave you some footage of the final design done and also the final coffee table done. Thank you. I hope you liked this video. I hope you subscribe and take it easy.